Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bold Moves, Winning Strategies for Social Media Success. I am Shekinah Walton, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, thank you again for tuning in, for catching the replay. Be sure to share this with someone. Share this to your feed. Today, I am talking about 3 things to do when you are out of content ideas for your business. But before I get into that, and this is going to be a really quick live, but it's going to be a very effective live. Of course, I always introduce myself. So I am Shekinah Walton, the founder of Shekinah Victoria Enterprises, a certified social media strategist, and the lead strategist for Shekinah Victoria Enterprises, where we work with entrepreneurs and businesses to help them to have a bold, recognizable, and profitable online presence on social media. And now, without further ado, also before I go into this, you can work with us at ShekinahVictoriaEnterprises.com. What services do we offer? We offer social media strategy consultations and brand strategy consultations, where in either or we dive into, okay, what strategy do we need to implement for your specific page, or whether it's brand strategy, refining your brand, refining your values, your mission, doing a whole analysis on your brand and how you want to be perceived, and the customer experience and engagement, and your visual identity. And we go into all of those things in the brand strategy consultation. So if you need more clarity regarding your brand, you want to book your consultation today, go to ShekinahVictoriaEnterprises.com. The link is in the caption, and it's also in the video. Or if you need a social media strategy that will really help you to be able to accomplish your business goals, go ahead and schedule that consultation. And then also we have social media account management packages for every level of business. So whether you are a startup or whether you've been in business for a long time and you are really trying to maximize your social media for maximum impact, then we have a package for you where we will do all of your account management. We'll manage your account, we'll create the content, we'll interact with your followers, we'll post in your stories, we'll do all of those things so that you don't have to do it and you can focus on the operational aspects of your business without worrying about creating content and posting on social media. And so those are our account management packages. If you would like more information, simply go to ShekinahVictoriaEnterprises.com, and there you will see where we have a little bit of information regarding our social media account management packages. All you have to do is click a link. It'll ask you to fill out the form. That way we can get more details, and then someone will be in contact with you. Okay, so now let's get into today's topic. So 3 things to do when you are out of content ideas for your business. Now, a lot of times, writers, they talk about writer's block. Oh, I see my sis on here. Hey, sis. So a lot of people, they talk about writer's block, but there's a such thing as content block too. What do you do when you have no more ideas for content? You use everything, and you're like, I don't have any other ideas. Like, I don't know what to post, but I still want to stay engaged with my followers. So 1, this is something that I do often. I reuse content. So I reuse things that I saw were effective. If I saw that this post got a lot of engagement, you want to reuse that. Or if you saw that, this specific video was high quality, a lot of people shared this, or a lot of people commented on it, reuse that content. Okay, now you don't want to keep on reusing the same content. You want to have it spread apart. But if you ever run out of things to post, go back to something that was effective and that worked, okay? Something that received a lot of engagement, something that receives likes, comments, shares. Go back to that, repost it. You can feel free to adjust the caption, just in case, you may feel like other people remember the caption that you had previously. You can feel free to adjust the caption, add another caption, or you can use the same caption as long as you're not reusing the same caption each and every single time you post that form of content. Okay, so that's one thing that you can do when you are out of content ideas for your business. You can reuse some of your old content that worked. Okay, there's times where you're experimenting with content. Some things will work, some things just won't. It's a part of navigating this ever-changing social media landscape, especially with this algorithm. And so some things will work. The things that worked, reuse it and take advantage of it, right? There's no one in this world that will remember every single thing that you posted. So don't be afraid to reshare content that you've used in the past, all right? Here's the second thing that you can do when you are out of content ideas for your business. Praise God. Yes, I try to kind of put my head or my mind into kind of like how other business owners may be thinking and, what to, what would really like resonate with them. So I'm happy that this resonates. I've definitely been in that zone where it's like, okay, ooh, I don't have no ideas or content block or, what do I post? And so these are things that, I personally implemented. So first one was resharing content. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that you're not resharing the same content over and over to the point where it's like, okay, I just saw this like a day ago. And then I saw that same post 2 days ago and 3 days ago and 4 days ago, 5 days ago, and 6, so you want to make sure that you go way back into the archives. Because I've seen kind of this trend before where, someone posts the same thing like 10 days in a row. Like, for example, if it's a conference flyer, you do not want to constantly repost that every single day. People are going to get tired of it, and then they're going to feel like you're spamming. And so you want to go back way into the archives, maybe like a couple months ago, or several weeks ago, even a year ago, 2 years ago, and see what worked and reuse that. Adjust the caption. Feel free to add a little something here and there, or you can use the same caption if that really was effective. All right, second thing to do when you are out of content ideas for your business. Content curate. Okay, so it's not create, but it's content curate. CURATE. Content curate. Content curate. Okay. So what is that? It's when you are able to take content from another business that is in your same industry and you repurpose it for your use, but add your specific expertise. Okay, so still showing yourself as a leading authority in your industry, still showing that you are an expert in your industry, that you know what you're talking about. You don't want to just repost it without a caption or without adding something that shows your insights, because remember, this is your business page. And so when we're reposting, or not reposting, but essentially that's what it is. But when you're content curating, you want to make sure that you always add your viewpoint, your insight, your expertise whenever you are resharing another business's post or content. Because of course it applies since you all are in the same industry, but at the same time we want people to keep on staying connected and engaged with our content, and not necessarily going to this other page that we just reshared because they're like, ooh, they got some good stuff, so you want to reshare it. And I mean, sometimes people will just do that, regardless, but you still want to add in your expertise as the business owner, and it will help to spark further engagement. It's also a great way to just keep those content gaps filled, especially when you don't have any ideas for content. If there's a video that you came across and you saved, and it's related to something in your industry, repost that, but with your own insight. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, content correct. Yes. So here's the third thing to do, and this is the last thing to do. So what do you do when you're out of content ideas for your business? Share an inspirational quote. Okay, this is something that all of us can think of. Maybe there's something that you can create, or you can find. Maybe there's a quote that has resonated with you in the past. Reshare that. Give credit to the person, and maybe share why it impacts you and how it can encourage someone. So that's something that you can find easily. Get a quote. Post it, but ultimately it shouldn't just be like a purposeless quote, but it should definitely be something that is inspirational, that encourages people that follow you. So this kind of goes in line with the different pieces of content that I mentioned that every business should be posting, which is informational business content, fun and entertaining. And so if ever you're out of content ideas, go ahead, get a quote, encourage somebody. And you never know, that post may go viral. You know, I see different quotes that go viral all of the time. And I'm like, it's just a quote, but it had an impact. I'm getting multiple calls, but I'm getting ready to get off this anyway. But I hope that you enjoyed this. This is a quick live, bold moves, winning strategies for social media success. Today, I talked about 3 things to do when you're out of content ideas for your business. So, hey, we have no excuses to leave our audience hanging for months and sometimes even a year. So let's use these 3 things for our benefit and really leverage them, right, so that we can continue to stay engaged with our audience. I heard a quote today, and I want to say it right, but they said, creating without connecting will always cause you to feel unfulfilled. So again, creating but not connecting will always cause you to feel unfulfilled. That was like the gist of it. And I was like, wow, that's good. Because even as me as a content creator, you know, the content that I create, I want to make sure that it's connecting with my audience. I don't want to just create and then like you just feel like, oh, nobody really this didn't resonate with anyone. And so even when we're out of content ideas, like these are 3 things that you can do that, you know, will not take as much brain power or time, and it will still cause for you to be able to connect and engage with your audience. So I hope you all enjoyed it. If you want to work with us further, go to ShekinahVictoriaEnterprises.com, where we offer social media strategy consultations and brand strategy consultations, along with account management packages. No problem, sis. Love you. And thanks for tuning in. And if you are watching the replay, go ahead and share this with someone. Share this with a fellow business owner, entrepreneur. And don't forget to subscribe to my email list, because I'm always sharing different things with them. And also, I'm going to be doing my Build Your Brand Masterclass again. So for those who missed it, be on the lookout. I'll be resharing more information regarding that and how you can be a part. All right, I hope you all are having a great Tuesday, and I'll see you next Tuesday for Bold Moves, Winning Strategies for Social Media Success. Bye.